Hey, I am Susan, a 32-year-old single and proud woman who is at the helm of a whopping $25 million business. Let me tell you, this success was not just handed down to me. I owe part of this journey to my now ex-husband, Ryan, though not for the reasons you would think. He was a real champ at making me feel small and worthless, and weirdly, that motivated me to prove him wrong. The saga started when I was 26, fresh out of 4 years in fashion school. I hopped over to Portland, excited to dive into the fashion scene. Well, reality check. Breaking into that world was like breaking into Fort Knox. Still, I did not give up. I landed a job as a brand consultant for an art and antiques company. I met Ryan at an art museum. He was flashing his cash, picking up fancy pieces, and even though he was not the type I go for, we somehow clicked. Fast forward 2 years and we get married. I packed up and moved into his plush mansion. He was the head of a luxury adventure travel company, raking in 6 figures a year. What else could one expect? I was still all about chasing goals. I've always been super driven by my career and, of course, fashion. So, while Mr. Adventure Travel Tycoon did his thing, I was juggling my job as a brand consultant and my fashion side hustle. Life felt like it was stuck on repeat, the same 9-to-5 routine during the week, hanging out with friends or throwing dinner parties on weekends, and when there was downtime, Ryan would find me sewing away. I had this vision. I had been playing with fabrics for a long time, and it was time to take things up a notch. Back in college, I would whip up custom dresses for people, and I was not too shabby in the design department. But launching a fashion label? That was a whole different ballgame. It was massive. Sure, I had some savings, but starting a company required extra cash. I wanted to take my brand to the big leagues, so I asked Ryan for some help. Hey honey, I've been doing some thinking. I want to start a business. I have been shoving my dreams aside for a while, and since we are not planning on having a baby anytime soon, I think now's the perfect time.
If that is what you really want. You know, running a business is not a walk in the park, right? It's going to demand some serious hustle.
Yeah, I get it. I have thought this through. The thing is, I need your help. I know it is a big ask, but could you help me out with some money?
Are you kidding me? The day I married you, I promised that we would be in this together. Too bad you forgot about our wedding vows, huh?
Haha, no, I remember everything. Are you sure about this?
What's mine is yours, remember?
I love you. You are the best. And so, with a little help from Ryan, I took the plunge and started my own company. Those first few months were hectic, to say the least, and it was a bit overwhelming, to be honest. The workload caught me off guard, but I was powering through. I was grinding day and night, even on weekends. Months rolled on, and I'll admit, things between Ryan and me, well, they were falling apart. Our jobs were swallowing us whole, leaving barely any room for each other. We barely talked, and if we managed to have dinner together, it was a rare feat. I brushed it off, thinking once the company found its rhythm, I could balance things better. But as life often goes, things didn't pan out like that. The company wasn't doing great. We poured so much money into it. Top-tier materials, the best designers, but the buyers just weren't showing up. I couldn't put my finger on what went wrong. Maybe the marketing wasn't clicking. My confidence plummeted. I felt like I'd made a colossal mistake. I figured I needed a breather. That's when Ryan tossed out the idea of throwing a dinner party and reconnecting with our friends. It had been a while. My social circle had basically become the company crew, so I was like, why not? We decided to invite 2 couples who were pretty close to us for dinner. Daniel and his wife Margaret, and Logan and his wife Ariella. Considering none of us had the time or energy to cook, we went the practical route and ordered from a steakhouse. I managed to whip up some brownies for dessert, though. As our guests arrived, the conversation started flowing and I could feel myself easing up. It was like a mini vacation from all the stress, just catching up with good friends.
Hey, before we dig in, I just want to say thanks for hosting us, Susan. You're the reason we're getting this dinner treat to celebrate your success.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm lucky to have friends like you. You've come a long way, Susan. Cheers to your amazing business journey.
Absolutely. Hey, Ryan, how about that bottle of Dom Perignon we got? Let's pop it open to mark the occasion. Of course, let's make it fancy.
You guys know how to turn any gathering into a celebration.
That's how we roll. Here we go, the good stuff.
To friendship, success, and the little moments that make life special.
Cheers!
Alright, let's dig in, everyone. Help yourselves.
Susan, you've really created something amazing with your creativity. I saw some pieces lying around the back.
Thanks, Logan. It's been a wild ride.
Seriously, you're like a business guru now.
I wouldn't go that far. But you've got that drive, Susan. It's going to pay off soon. I'm just trying my best.
You know, guys, Susan's whole business venture sounds brave and all, but in reality, running a company takes more than just passion. We have invested so much money in this business, but let's be honest, it's a money-losing machine. Dude, that's harsh. Just being real here. Give me a nice stack of cash and I could have done wonders.
Ryan? Seriously?
Hey, Susan, you know, not everyone's cut out for the business grind, honestly. I was a fool to think you could handle this alone. Maybe you should have just stuck to making those dresses that look like grandma gowns, huh?
Alright, enough business chat, guys. Remember that epic road trip we took a while back? When did the GPS think it would be cool to give us a scenic detour through Nowhereville? Oh man, that was something. I was half expecting dinosaurs to show up and turn it into an adventure flick. And just like that, the whole vibe of the conversation got awkward real quick. I was sitting there thinking, did Ryan seriously just say all that? It was like I didn't even recognize the guy anymore. Did he really mean what he said? Something had been off between us for a long time, but I didn't realize it had gotten to this. The tension between me and Ryan was practically its own entity throughout the whole meal. I figured I'd need to have a chat with him once the others went home. So, after the party wrapped up and everyone made their exit, I hopped into a quick shower and then I headed to bed. Hey, can we talk about what went down at dinner tonight?
Ugh, Susan, seriously? I'm wiped out.
Is that really how you feel? You think my company is just a joke?
Babe, I had a bit too much to drink earlier. Logan egged me on to chug 3 beers while you were hanging with the ladies.
Ryan, this is serious. Who are we? We barely talk or connect anymore. I need some honesty here.
You want honesty? Fine. Your company's tanking big time. It's the worst investment ever. Remember that time I splurged on that crazy expensive vintage golf club? Yeah, this beats it in the dumb department. Honestly, you're not cut out for it.
I'm struggling to believe this. You were so supportive when I shared my business idea.
Honey, as your husband, I could not exactly shoot down your dreams.
Wait, so you are saying you faked it?
Sometimes, yeah. You know how you can get a bit dramatic? And honestly, if I had been completely honest at that moment, I thought you might hold it against me forever.
Well, you never told me that.
Just put it out there. Think about it. You did end up getting what you wanted, didn't you? Take when we crossed paths at the museum. You were all in work mode, setting up the show. But instead of sticking to the task, you managed to bag a dude like me who's pulling in 6 figures.
So, you genuinely think I married you just for the money?
Let us be real for a second. You were stuck in that underpaid job until I invested in your company. You were and are nothing without me. I had other options, girls doing better than you, but I picked you. Instead of complaining, maybe show some thanks.
You know what, Ryan? Maybe we should take a break. I was seriously bummed out and hurt. Ryan was supposed to be my biggest fan, but instead, he acted like he was the one who made me. I started questioning the guy I married. Taking a break seemed like the smart move to clear our heads and stuff. Ryan always had this huge ego. You could tell by the way he talked to our family and friends. But are you treating me the same way? That was a shocker. So, I packed my stuff and crashed at my sister Megan's place for a bit. She had her own spot and needed a roomie, so I just moved in.
Some of my work was done at home, not just at the office we rented for the company. So I ended up hauling a ton of stuff over to Megan's too. Through all this drama, Ryan did not say a peep to me. It was like a silent standoff or something. Setting up shop at Megan's and sorting stuff out was kind of confusing that first week. But you know what they say? Things sometimes happen for a reason. I got deep into work, grinding day and night. No man in the picture meant I had plenty of time to hustle. Megan hooked me up with some folks who introduced me to more folks, and my network started expanding. I rethought my whole company strategy and decided to hit reset. Ryan totally underestimated me. With the right support, a positive mindset and encouragement, my company took off. The demand for my clothes shot through the roof. Everyone wanted my clothes. Social media influencers were all about repping my brand. I was on cloud 9. The truth was that Ryan had been trying to get in touch with me. After I moved out, he was calling me nearly every day, but I was ignoring his calls. So I thought it might be time to sort things out. I planned to swing by our house to grab my stuff and maybe, just maybe, patch things up with Ryan and consider moving back in. I got to the house, but Ryan wasn't there. I went into my old office first, gathered my stuff, and then I figured I'd leave Ryan a voicemail. Hey, I swung by and used my spare key to grab a few things, but, you know, there's more to it. I wanted to see you too. I might have gone a bit overboard, and I was in the middle of leaving that voicemail, so I hit pause real quick. Walking into our bedroom, my jaw practically hit the floor. There were chick clothes all over the bed, a silk black robe, a couple of dresses, even makeup scattered on the dresser. And it hit me like a truck. Ryan had been seeing someone else on the sly. He was getting involved with someone while still married to me, and to top it off, he brought her into our sacred bedroom. I snooped around a bit, hoping maybe there was a legit explanation, but deep down I knew better. The truth was staring me in the face. I dug through the closet, and guess what? It was straight up collection of some other girl's stuff. Bags, bling, shoes, you name it. I took the long route home, needing time to process everything. When I finally got back, I broke down in front of Megan. Hey, why the tears? Did things not go well with Ryan? My life with Ryan is done, Meg. No, what happened? Did he say something? It's cool. We can talk to him and sort things out. It's not about what he said, Meg. It's about what I saw. I walked into our bedroom expecting just to grab my stuff, and what do I see? Another woman's clothes are everywhere. Wait a second! Are you saying he's been messing around with someone else? Like cheating? Yep, you got it. And not just anyone else, Meg. He brought her into our bedroom, our freaking personal sanctuary. Can you believe that? Oh, Sue, I'm speechless. That's like a whole new level of mess. I'm so damn sorry you're going through this. Honestly, Meg, I'm not sure if I'll ever be okay again. I mean, here I was, second-guessing my decision to take a break from him, thinking I was overreacting, and then I walk in and, Sue, listen to me. You're so strong, and you deserve way better than this. We'll get through this mess together, step by step. Look, you've got that big fashion event coming up. Promise me you'll focus on that, okay? Don't let this mess with your head. You know what, Meg? There is just one step. I'm calling my lawyer tomorrow to get that divorce ball rolling. And the next time I'm facing Ryan is when I'm handing him those damn papers. I just can't find the words to say to him. The disgust is too real. Are you sure about this? I mean, maybe you're rushing into it. Nope, Meg, I'm sure. He had the nerve to diss me and act like some hero for choosing me over better girls, but cheating and fooling around with someone else, sorry, but that's a deal breaker for me. Whatever you decide, Sue, I've got your back. Your call, your life. I'm in your corner all the way. I stuck to my word and called my lawyer. So the whole divorce thing was in motion. In the meantime, I had this massive marketing event for my company. Big shots and major names were going to be there, so I had to keep my head in the game. And trust me, my company was in full bloom. Not trying to boast, but let's just say I made some pretty lavish purchases for myself. Anyway, I made sure to invite all my friends to the event, and the big day came. Famous faces, social media stars, and just regular peeps like my friends were all in the mix. I was running around making sure everyone was having a blast, but then the security guys pulled me aside and tell me there's this drunken dude at the entrance causing a ruckus. His name is Ryan. I was betting he got wind of this through our mutual friends. I made my way to the entrance. Seriously, Ryan, is this who you've turned into? I could ask you the same thing. Just go, Ryan, there's no room for you here. And what about you? Look at this whole spectacle you've created. What exactly are you trying to prove? Ryan, can we just... You thought throwing a party and gathering people would magically make you important and successful. You are a screw-up. This is a screw-up. Let's not do this now, okay? We can talk tomorrow. Sure, go ahead and do what you're great at. Find another rich guy in there and bleed him dry, you vampire. I reached my limit and finally had enough. I made sure he got escorted out. The whole night was ruined for me. My mood hit rock bottom. I decided to keep the incident to myself. I didn't want to spoil anyone else's time anymore. I'd grown so much stronger by then. I knew what I had to do. The very next day, I sent him a hefty check. Why? Just to prove a point and deflate that massive ego of his. He tried calling me for days afterward, but I gave him radio silence. Finally, the divorce papers came through. I decided to give them to him face to face, and let me tell you, it was not just one paper I wanted to hand over. It was two. He spent ages tearing me down, making me feel like I was worth nothing. He wrecked our marriage, and even succeeded in raining on my parade during my big day. That was the tipping point for me. No more humility. No more pitying him. Sometimes you've got to show your true self and stand up to these self-absorbed types. I headed over to our place, knocked on the door, and Ryan answered. We stepped inside. Honey, I'm sorry for everything. You know, it started as a joke and got out of hand. Yeah, we had our differences, but enough, Ryan! You think you're innocent in all of this? I know the truth, Ryan. What do you mean? You've been cheating on me while I was away. And I don't even know. Did this happen before I moved out too? Is this why you kept saying you weren't ready for a baby? Who told you that? Who snitched on me? Wow! I can't believe this! What's wrong? You know what? I don't even want to know. Our marriage has been a complete train wreck. You weren't here and things got messed up. But what we have is real! Real! Ryan! You don't respect me. You don't love me. You just care about yourself. Is that what you think marriage is? I didn't even cash the check you sent me. I want us to be together. Let's move past this. You know what? You should cash it in. It's just money. And honestly, it means nothing to me, but you made such a fuss about it all these years. Come on, Susan, just let it go. What's your deal? I'll tell you what my deal is. I have two things for you. Check this out. What's this? Divorce papers. It's time we put an end to this mess. Wow! So you're really leaving me? You think you can just walk out like this? Ryan, it's not about thinking I can, it's about knowing I need to. Come on, Susan, you're not seriously doing this, are you? We've been through so much. Hold up, what's this? Oh, just a little something I thought you might find interesting. My balance sheet for the $25 million business you thought was a joke. Wait a minute. You're telling me this is your business? Ding, ding, ding! You got it, Ryan. The same business you called a money-losing machine. But how the heck did you... Oh, well, that's the thing. While you were busy doubting me, I was hustling behind the scenes, making strategic moves and building my empire. Surprise! No way, this is insane! You did all of this without me?
Yep, without you. It turns out I don't need someone dragging me down with their negativity.
I can't believe it. You've outdone yourself.
Funny how success looks good on me, huh? Ryan was seriously shaken. I've never seen him so speechless in my life. His whole "I'm Mr. Know-It-All" vibe was gone. He seemed like he'd swallowed a lemon or something. With the divorce papers signed, I finally feel a sense of relief. I am officially single and ready to take on the world, starting with New York, the fashion epicenter, next month. The word on the street is that Ryan has turned our old place into some kind of bachelor hangout. Apparently, he's constantly moping around, wallowing in his own regrets. Meanwhile, I'm out here totally owning the success game. It's like this constant high of proving him dead wrong. There's no need for someone else to define my worth. I've got that covered. Thanks.